All right, so we're concluding the series today, and then I just want to probably just point attention. So we'll just be going to the last round. If you have a personal account that you have created, we'll be looking at you decommissioning the account. We'll be looking at the SharePoint permission, looking at the Teams channels. And then I did mention that we should look at the data loss prevention yesterday as part of the Purview. And then we're looking at the Defender, the security part of it, Defender, and also the last thing is also the security policies. Before that, so we'll be going through that today. So before that, I want us to go through this job search. For those who have been following up, um, if you are in, this part of the world, this is time for you to review your resume. Um, you know, if you review their resume, and then we can be able to. So if you are going to be going to advanced class, I mean, you can use us as your resume. I mean, as your reference. And you work with us, blah blah blah, and then we can reference with you. And then I will advise that at least you registered for about four areas where you can be submitting your resume, like Dice, the recruiters, LinkedIn, and all that. Update your information, and then you can be start searching for jobs like Office 365 admin, Office 365 Dex, and things like that. These are things that can really get you a job. For those who are in advanced class today, I've show them number of things. I started posting job for them. Um, what they can do and things like that. And I think I show a couple of them on how to also do this. So the advantage here is if you go into the advanced class, you should be on your own journey to getting your first job. Because I mean we have to teach more details, and also not just only more detail, people have to get into start putting their resume content and all that. So basically it's time for them to now. For those who are in this class, I mean, if you choose to go and start applying, that is fine. But I'm just saying that it will be a good advantage if you are in advanced class, and then you can be able to put in more details in terms of what you know, and then of course there will be more details. I mean, there will be more things to learn, and then to be able to get you get that confidence. And then of course it's going to be different in terms of the how do I call it now, in terms of your pride, the job opportunities that you are going to get. So it's going to be different. So I just want to put it out there. So yeah, so going forward, we have a couple of things to quickly run through. Let me see. Yeah, so we have SharePoint. What is that? Oh, this is Entra. From your Entra, from your SharePoint, right? From the SharePoint, okay. So you have different sites, and then on these sites, you will see and the primary owner of these sites. We have the primary admin, the M365. I mean then you see some of the sites who have put this site. If you can check the ownership of these sites, who owns them, who can be given access for different sites, and then this is where you have the membership. This is the owner of the site, for instance, and then we can have multiple owners. Um, So this is the ownership of this is owner of this site. And then we have the members of this site. These are the users of this site. And then we have the admin, the site admin, of course, of the site. And then so we have the site owner. So the owner is just naturally somebody who will be given access to, to be able for anybody to join. Now, the site admin is the one who can make changes to the sites. So that's the site owners. Now, why the owners also can make the change, but this is on the site level we can do. Of course, also this on the site on the members level for the site, what they can do. And visitors, who can make changes also to the site or can view depending on the what is given to them. And then you call to see the is this a public or private, meaning that can they view it publicly or can they show it outside the organization. So depending on, sorry, private means that you need to be added to it. Public means that anybody within the organization can actually access to it. So these are general settings. These are permissions that under different sites or ownership of that. And then you can view all those permissions, and on all that. So basically that's what it's all about. And then when it comes to teams, so with this understanding, we will limit our distance to just we'll limit our operation to just team chats and then teams channels. I did show us that we have yeah, so on the teams, so we have Microsoft Teams. Not if I actually went through that yesterday. So we have Microsoft Teams. So, and then what we consider as Teams channels. Microsoft Teams, what we consider as team channels. And then we have different settings for each of these team channels. For instance, this is one of the team channels. And then in these team channels, it tells us how many users in these teams who are using these channels. You want to add members, want to add listen. It looks as this configuration as a, so many people may have some people may have a request and said, oh, please add us to these teams. If it's not a public teams, what do? You refer them to the owner, the who owns the site, who owns the channels. Please meet the owner of the site. So in the case where the owner of the site is not there, then you have to get the permission to be able to add people to that channel. So example of that is what we have within our organizations where we have different channels. Of course, we have different team chats, and then we have different channels, and then in these different channels we have a couple of people who are members of these channels. Under here we have manage team, and then you have a couple of members on these channels. Members. Say we have members of these channels, we have this person, we have this person, we have the owners of the channels. So basically, and then if you move to the channels, then you could, number of things can be done within this channel. So and then here under the general, whatever it is, you can have a chat within members of the channel. You can have info. They can have a share folders, what they can use, collaborate with, and all that. So all these things are there, members of the channels, right? So that's what this is all about. So we have all these things. Now, so that's on the aspect of the teams. On the aspect of the Purview, so we can go to our general admin center, and then we can go to Microsoft Purview. Okay, I think I did mention a few number of things when it comes to the DLP. I will go more in depth when we go to advanced class, trying to create the DLP rules. Under the solutions, we have DLP. Oh, I think I did mention about the this in yesterday, but under the solution, okay, it was not this class. So under the solutions, we have where's that? Data loss prevention. And under data loss prevention, we have, several things that under data loss prevention. We have the classifiers, and then we have those classifier as into different types. We have sensitive info types that we can use, as because when you are trying to create a data loss prevention policies, it's a policy. You will need something to hold on, something that you can say, okay, this is what's going to do the job for you. So, and one of the things that are going to do the job for us are what we call the classifier. Yeah, what we call the classifiers. So the classifiers are going to be something that we can, and then we too also can create our own classifier anyway. And then we have trainable classifiers. And first, I will talk about, ordinary classifiers, which is using sensitive info types. So the sensitive info types, it's what are the things that we can use. For instance, on this sensitive info types, we have physical address. It could be a full name. It could be something that you want. It could be a bank ID. It could be something that's different for different countries that you want it to pick. If something like that is put, you can put something like international passports, and then you try to give a pattern of that passport, so that if anybody is typing such a thing, this sensitive information that will come up, and then what will happen? This person, this thing will be able to pick it up and say yes. Or we have somebody who is trying to send email out with a passport, and then the one that is trainable classifiers are the ones that you can train, to be able to detect, those classifiers. And then so when you now comes to the time where you're going to create the policies, and then that's where you now under policies, then you create the policies. But then when you are creating the policy, you need those classifiers. Those classifiers. Like look at this policy that is created and being created saying, so this policy that is created needed few numbers of classifiers. Number one, this policy's location is going to be for all Exchange email accounts. Simulation period, okay, they have done the simulation, and then the rules, and it picks up low volumes of content on PPI. So you see, it picks this classifier as a rule, it picks this other classifier as a rule, and then policy status. Description is helps to determine it is configured and PPI, and then identify including the information security purpose. So this information, all what is coming up from this classifier are the security, social security numbers, passport numbers, and all that. So if anybody is trying to do that, so this classifier will pick it up from there. And that's how we create that, that. So of course you can try your hands and then try to create classifiers, and also or use classifier to create a DLP. So that's what we'll do under this consideration, and then maybe advanced level, we'll be able to create that, and then we'll review that and see how it works, and then show us how it works. And then if you're going to be an administrator, be able to do all that within the organization, right? The last piece of what we will be looking at today will be the security part of it. Security part of it. So on the security, we have a couple of things. Then at this level, we'll just focus on the email collaborations. When I was doing the rules, Mayflow rules or searches, we did come around somewhere around here where we do use Explorer to check. And so email collaborations, it's we have other things that we can take a look at, but we'll be taking care of those ones when we go to the advanced class. For instance, we have email with this overview of what is going on within this environment. If you want to investigate issues about emails, you can do that. Then Explorer is a key thing to to check what is going on within the environment. See, people, sending this and this and this. I think we did something like this last time, where we'll do this, and then we can make sure as at 28 that people are testing within the environment, and then we can look at exactly what's the test part. We can look at so many things, whether it's a DKIM, DM configurations, and then we can view the header of the mail. We can, view from the Microsoft Analyzer, directly, and then, we can pick up these, we can copy this and analyze it directly. So he has a lot of things that he can do, as far as we are concerned, to search, to review the so many things going on within this environment. So even though it's a security part of it, has an advanced features that we can leverage on when it comes to searching, and then Mayflow route as well. So I would leave it as it is. So he has also exchange matrix too. This will go to exchange. But again, like I said, this is where we had our message trace when we come to exchange. However, the Explorer has a much, much robust way because it's more of security. You want to check emails, you want to check URLs, you want to check, targeted users, email origin, whatever it is you want to do, you can always use it from this one. And then you get, the results, the date, the sender, recipient, whatever it is, and then you can query. And then when you refresh the query, it will give you exactly what, and then you can do all those tracings, right? So that's what it will come back to at the end of the day. Like I said, we have so much to cover, and I don't want us to push. I know you guys have, come this far, this long. I just want to make sure that, okay, we touch base with some of these items. You have, what's it called? You have, you have the IDs with you, and you can continue to use that for the next 1 week. After 1 week, we are going to discontinue. And then for those who are going to be going to advanced class, yes, we will be continue, and then the account will continue to stay, and then we'll continue to work, and then get the results what we're looking for. Let me see if I have trying to figure out. I sent some jobs to people who are in advanced class. One moment. So for those who are in advanced class, I started posting jobs. For those who are in advanced class, I started posting jobs for them. If you look at the last part of it here, I think I posted these on the 3rd of 22. No. These ones are, so there's this job that says, okay, $60 to $70 per W2, identity lifecycle engineer. Like I told you guys, this is more like an Entra ID. They were looking for this, and then it's going to be, I think it's remote, and then work hours between 6 a.m. to and all that. So, and then look at the job summary. Is very easy for those who are in this, and you can see Active Directory and Entra ID. We'll be going to that. For those who are going to be tenant migrations, we're going to that also on the listen, and you could see they already have their foundations, and then they went through that period, and then they also be concluding their own class, today. So they started sending them. I started sending them jobs where they can apply. These other ones too. This one saying video interview for 4 month engagement. Okay, no problem. And then again, some of the things I've already taught you guys on the lower level, they're already being shared. Look at the Teams administration, OneDrive, SharePoint Online, Exchange Online administration, a senior level, you could see. And then none of them is less than $70 for W2, per hour. So again, we went through two on-premises and Active Directory interest, and we went in deep, So these guys are already, some of the things they want, they were doing. So these are people who are going to advanced class now. So my point is, so this is towards the end of their class too. So for those who are going to be interested, you are welcome to continue the journey, and then I'll be reaching out to you personally, and then I will be going from there. Does that make sense? So this will probably be the end of the class, for this set. However, I'll be reaching out to you to follow up with you guys and then see what we can do together. There's the journey is, I won't promise you, but I can tell you, if you follow through the process, trust me, you will not be stranded. You won't be stranded. Yes, you won't be stranded. All right. So thank you guys, for the class and for the opportunity. I'm not sure if some of you guys also will listen to this class, and then we'll get a feedback from you. All right. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. Take care, guys.